We now know why it was not a good idea to put up a Chapel of Babel at Burning Man. Michael Snyder reports, if you put up a blasphemous 60-foot tower and call it the Chapel of Babel, you should probably brace yourself for some consequences. Like, for example, bad luck. Every year, the Burning Man festival pushes the envelope further and further. It really is the perfect Mad Max festival for our rapidly degenerating Mad Max society. This year, more than 70,000 people made the trek out into the desert, and that included hordes of celebrities and social media influencers. At Burning Man, clothing is optional, weirdness is encouraged, and there is very little sexual restraint. In fact, the Orgy Dome at Burning Man has become world famous for the activities that happen there. You'd think that all of that would be enough, but each year, organizers try to take things to another level. This year, they actually allowed artist Michael Garlington to put up a 60-foot tall tower known as the Chapel of Babel, and the following comes from his official website. From the irresistible imagination of Michael Garlington comes yet another magical creation for Burning Man 2023, the Chapel of Babel. The chapel is a reoccurring dream, years in the mind, reaching its manifestation. The hexagonal wooden structure will be clad with Garlington's signature black and white photographs of various sizes, creating stunning visuals throughout the structure. The human element in the portraiture, animals, flowers, insects, and leaves will convey that we all belong here and will hold room for everyone in all versions and reiterations of their expression. The hexagonal structure was covered with all sorts of bizarre decorations, and at the very top he put a spire of stained glass. This Chapel of Babel, cloaked in thousands of photos taken over the last 35 years, is a striking sight. A black and white feast featuring cutout images of birds and reptiles, portraits, images of actors Susan Sarandon and Willem Dafoe, donning ornate photo paper costumes, constructed and photographed by Garlington. The top of the tower is capped with a spire of stained glass, actually plastic, that will fill the sculpture with light, and there's a main chamber anchored by a massive color photograph of Garlington's father, which he calls the Wizard of Pa. Did he really think this was all a good idea? And did the organizers of Burning Man really think that this was a good idea? They had to realize that they were just asking for trouble, and trouble certainly did arrive. Starting on Friday, tremendous amounts of rain hampered the festival, and it turned the entire celebration into a massive quagmire. About 6 inches of rain is believed to have fallen on Friday at the festival site, located about 110 miles north of Reno, Nevada, the National Weather Service in Reno said. 6 inches on Friday. Another 3 inches of rain expected from late Saturday to Sunday. Conditions are not expected to improve enough to allow vehicles to enter the playa, the U.S. Bureau of Land Management explained. It got so bad that people literally couldn't get out. For now, the 70,000 people that are there are being advised to shelter in place, quote unquote. Burning Man attendees are still struggling to escape from Black Rock City, as around 70,000 remain stuck on muddy campgrounds following 2 days of heavy rainfall. Attendees of the counterculture musical and arts festival were first advised to shelter in place and conserve food and water on Friday, according to notices from organizers. All inbound and outbound traffic was halted and will remain so until further notice. More rain continues to fall, and so it may be a long time before everyone can go home. And at this point, conditions are so muddy that attendees are being told not to even ride their bikes. Do not ride your bike. Do not push your bike around, a broadcaster for Burning Man Information Radio is heard saying in another video posted to TikTok. Remain where you are. Secure structures and belongings in your camp. Don't operate generators or other electrically produced instruments that have been standing in water. Cover or secure anything electrical. Check on your campmates and neighbors to make sure they're okay, and help them as needed, and take advantage of the moment for calm to connect with campmates and hunker down. Whenever large numbers of people are gathered in one area and things get a bit crazy, some of those people are going to start becoming desperate. There have already been reports. Women posted a video having to do with thefts, and which she describes as a Lord of the Flies conditions being there. Meanwhile, many attendees took to social media to share their experiences while stranded at the festival. One festival goer named Christine Lee posted a video to her Instagram story and described Lord of the Flies-like conditions. She said, in some ways it's been fun, in some ways it's been scary. The ways it's been scary, a lot of people that are in tents and in yurts are completely flooded. A lot of people have run out of food and water, and some people are stealing things because that's what happens when things get weird. There's a little bit of this Lord of the Flies vibe, and if you remember that book where things might just get really weird, so we're okay today, but I think it might get worse, she said. Eventually conditions will dry out and all those people will be able to travel home, but do you think that they will have learned anything? There are things that happen at Burning Man that are so sick and twisted I can't even mention them in this article. Of course, the truth is that our entire society has become extremely sick and extremely twisted. And if we stay on the road that we're currently on, our entire society will experience very painful consequences. So I don't mean to just single out the Burning Man Festival. Ultimately, the Burning Man Festival is simply a microcosm of our society as a whole, and hopefully we will reverse course while we still have the opportunity to do so. This is by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, my name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, Commissions Earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I've also started a brand new Substack newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe so that you won't miss any of my articles. I've published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely a great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. This is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.